He is the son of the former Ohio State great Jim Jackson, a fourth pick overall in the NBA draft, and a terrific throw. Here comes Justin Jackson.
Well, that's a great job by Frank Kaminsky to force Justin Jackson to stop.
Screen by Page. Jackson the three. Got it. JustinJackson.com. 6 fouls on the Badgers. Page driving outside. Jackson.
That's 2-3.
Good news, Kaminsky coming up with his 6 points.
And that's what, Frank, makes him so difficult to guard as a big guy. Not only does he move the defense, but when he gets into that turn, he's able to finish his Marcus. You were talking about, Dan, to allow Hayes, Decker, and Kaminsky some operating room down low.
Koenig in the Big Ten tournament averaged 16 points a game. He is 1 of 7 tonight. Jackson met by Koenig. This screen by James, and Jackson on the move and finds it.
The most consistent offensive player on the afternoon.
Decker. That's a 3. Jackson, the senior, missing. It's picked up by Joe Barry and finds Jackson on the wing. North Carolina.
The 5-minute mark, 115-3 over the last 5 years.
How does North Carolina respond with 5 to go? Johnson. Jackson the 3.
What an answer.
Big shot.
That was picture perfect attacking of the press.
Nearly a turnover by Madden, but he recovers with 5.5 to play in the first. Now we have the whistle away from the ball.
Well, watch this. Watch Marcus Page. He's bringing the ball to the middle of the floor. That's where you need to go against the pressure. So the ball comes to the middle and then to the wing, and then a dive by Isaiah Hicks. That is picture perfect breaking and attacking of the pressure.
The foul was on Arkansas's Moses Kingsley. So the ball over to North Carolina with 5:15 to go. Jackson jumper. Yes. Good stuff. 3-point game. 14 turnovers for Arkansas. Jackson, nice touch.
I like that.
Brick, deep 3. Off the front of the rim, gets his own rebound.
They got to get the ball into the post area. They really haven't done that. Right there, they got to get it to Isaiah Hicks or Bryce Johnson. Get a guy flashing into the middle.
Meek still on the bench with 4 fouls for the Tar Heels. Jackson floater from the baseline. What a shot! Big tournament for Michael Qualls. 20 against Wofford. And now Qualls with 23 tonight. Tokido to Jackson for 2. Great feed from Tokido. 2-2 at the line. The lead is down to 7 with 4 minutes to go. Winner to the Sweet 16 on Thursday. Jackson makes the catch, spins. Qualls got a hand on that. Inside 2 minutes to go. Winner advances to LA for the Sweet 16. Tokido to Jackson. Slow it down. Hand off to Joel Berry. The freshman's really emerged of late for North Carolina, and that's taken some of the pressure off Marcus Page to do everything.
And it's allowed Marcus Page.
Wow. Jackson. And Justin Jackson all had 2 fouls in the first half. They all start this second half. Jackson will take a 3 right away and hit. Points for Wesley Saunders. He had 22 in the playoff win against Yale at the Palestra on Saturday. Tokido with the 3 fouls. Feeds Meeks. Back out Tokido. Thought about a 3. Now having a catch with Meeks. Jackson cuts and finishes.
Solid defense. 5 guys got a rebound, but North Carolina's got to go inside. And you see Wesley Saunders playing off of J.P. Tokido.
Jackson, the 5 on the shot clock. Chambers, deep 3 is short. And the rebound to Tokido. Up ahead to Page. Bounces to Jackson.
Grant Connaughton if they need it. Well, Jared Grant is the top assist guy, not only in the ACC, but for this Notre Dame team. And To have Jackson come off and do such a good job as the last few minutes. Well, they've weathered the storm.
Stolen away by Tokudo. Nice feed to Jackson.
Well, what a save by Page.
Misses the three. Stolen away, though, by Tokudo. Justin Jackson will lay it in to get it back down to 6. But again, the game, Marcus Page is feeling better. That the plantar fasciitis is less of a problem now than it was earlier. He didn't practice for a number of weeks. He's starting to practice more recently. Keep in mind, this is the 3rd game in as many days for Carolina. Justin Jackson, who has been in Brogdon, misses the 3. And skying for the rebound, Isaiah Hicks.
Well, Atkins was right there, just mistimed it. Nobody blocked him out.
Jackson, he hit one from that spot earlier, and he'll do it again.
Well, that's 5.
UNC, they just got what they wanted. We were just really out of character, and bottom line, we have to be sounder and tougher in the second half. For UNC, Roy Williams said that they have to do a better job of playing through the double team. 4 turnovers there, not happy with that. Also need to hit the offensive boards. UVA has 6 second chance points.
Again.
Carolina playing their 3rd game in as many nights. They beat Boston College on a Wednesday. They beat Louisville in the quarters last night. Virginia got the double bye. They beat Florida State yesterday. And Justin Jackson. 11-point lead, Carolina. This is the 26th time in 62 years of the ACC tournament. It's been held here in Greensboro. Won't be back here for another 5 years till 2020. Jackson knocks down another floater.
Boy, not the great. Fuentes coming off the little pin down by the elbow and just gives it right up to Brogdon. This is where Carolina has to be tough on the offensive end. Virginia got to score. You've got to be tough enough to run offense against a great defense and score.
Jackson gets a look. His 4th 3 of the game. Nolte.
Well, North Carolina just gave the entire middle up. I don't think they expected Nolte to drive, just as you and I didn't, because he's a better shooter than he is a driver.
Hicks one-on-one with Gill, finds Jackson.
And he tried to bounce past.
Joel Berry back in for Tokudo.
Carolina trying to lift its offense a little bit to try to get cuts to the basket.
Inside 2 minutes.
Just burning some clock, now going into a box set. Either screen for a screen or a double away. There's the double away.
Page. Off to Meeks. Off to Jackson.
And what a pass by Kennedy.
Rozier. The pull-up well off the mark. James, a nice job to tip it out. Leads to a break. Tokudo off to Jackson. And
I wanted to play in the best conference in America, and I did that for 4 years, my time at Duke.
Justin Jackson running the floor. Wow, that's impressive. Harrell there to flush the miss by Rozier. The quick counter by Carolina. Justin Jackson. Blackshear open for 3. Mathiang the tip that would not fall. And Isaiah Hicks got it off to Marcus Page. Boy, Jackson very aggressive here in the second half. Sports Center after this game. Live from the Pacquiao-Mayweather press conference in Los Angeles.
Who you got in that fight?
People have been waiting for that fight for as long as we've been alive. Finally going to happen. We'll hear some commentary. An athlete of the year in the ACC. Tokudo the rebound. Wow! Beautiful pass right on.
Their defensive end. Use the fast break. Don't like to be fast breaked against.
Good job by Brown after the down game yesterday. He's bounced back with 15 points today. Double figures for the 28th time in 32 BC games this season. Gentlemen to take over the play-by-play microphone tonight. Adnan back in the studio. It is a proud day for the great country of Canada.
Sportsmen, all of them.
2.5 minutes to go. North Carolina, number 5 seed for just the second time since 1964. They're used to beginning from a loftier perch. It's a little tougher these days in the ACC with some of the newcomers and the elevation of some of the programs that have been.
Duke just quicker to the ball. And Carolina very fortunate not to give up any points there.
They certainly gave up a lot of opportunities.
Jackson for 3.
Drop. Boy, Marcus Page made him change that shot in the air, and still he was able to get it to drop. Well, Quinn Cook has had an outstanding season.
The senior has career highs in scoring, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and three-point percentage.
Good switch there. Marcus Page lost Quinn Cook, and Tyus Jones picked him up.
Shot clock to 10. Barry the drive. Dishes off. Jackson, yes. Another putting up sensational numbers this year. Free throw shooting, his assists, assist to turnover ratio. Coming in as the point guard, Cook moving to the shooting guard, and Tyus Jones a huge reason why Duke is one of the top teams in the country.
Well, he's been unflappable over his last 9 games, averaging 7.5 assists. Now Marcus Page setting a screen, and he gets a screen.
That's true.
Switching out. Well, they're basically switching every exchange, so they've got somebody on him all the time.
Meeks has not looked to score a whole lot tonight. Bounce pass to Jackson. What a plays it in.
Well, there's not much that Bryce Johnson can do there. Okafor just backed him down, and Johnson tried to pick up the offensive foul. Now Meeks should try to back in Jefferson here.
Instead, he'll swing it, and Jackson will make a corner three.
Yep. The top teams are just so good and so accomplished.
Jones will save it, but to Jackson, who will dunk it with just 3.8 seconds to go.
Carolina, thanks to the hustle from Marcus Page. Another offensive rebound for Carolina. And when they're not 3 in their loss to Clemson, and remember, Georgia Tech is still without Chris Bolden. He continues to serve a suspension. He will do so through at least the first game of the ACC tournament. Another turnover. 4th swipe across the beat. Followed by Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Todrick Jackson has it ripped away by Johnson. And a transition bucket going to who leads in a number of categories, outstanding scorer, so he's more dominant there, but unfortunately his team hasn't won enough games. But you never know. People may look at that and take a different viewpoint as Jackson knocks them both down. 9 for him. And again, the full court pressure. The only way that works, though, is if you put the ball through the basket and you're capable of setting up your defense. You know, Georgia Tech persisting in full court pressure, hoping beyond hope that they can create some turnovers and increase their possessions and get better opportunities. Jackson with a hand in his face. That's a long.
Both teams sloppy. Just under the 16-minute mark, first half. North Carolina with the early 3-point lead. Here's Tokido. Page with that 3, tying Hubert Davis, by the way, for 6th place all-time in made threes.
Being in, if you beat Duke on the road and Carolina at home, you're in pretty good shape. Hurricanes 18-10. Justin Jackson off balance floater.
And then taking a shot at the end of the shot clock.
Pass inside, backs his way in. Way too strong.
Ball did not hit the rim. The shot clock did not reset.
Down to 18. Bam!
He gets a huge proportion of his baskets based on dunks. If you can just stop him from dunking the ball, you can take away about half of his offense.
Abdul was wide open. Jackson for 3. Over to Tokito. Blocked by Anya. Jackson backs it in. And be loud. They're now starting to stand. Tokito with a big rebound ahead to Jackson. Scored State's bench 19-9. Another turnover.
Oh, what a play!
What a finish!
That he didn't have time to get up the court. When you miss a transition opportunity like that, that can sometimes be the result.
Boy, how the game is picked up now.
We're going to have it down to 2, headed down to 4. Now NC State doing a nice job stretching it back out.
Jackson for three.
That's a big shot.
For Sampson's first basket.
They gave him a lot of room on that right side to get a nice look at the rim.
4-point lead for Carolina. Zone here by Georgia Tech. Jackson's three. That's a good one. 15-point lead for the Tar Heels in the basketball with Page. And the little runner, Justin Jackson. Of course, North Carolina won in Raleigh back on January 14th by 2 points. Meeks bidding for another basket inside. Jackson will turn it up off the glass. He's got 15.
Only player for Georgia Tech in double figures. Before Duke, Jaron Grant at Notre Dame, Terry Rozier and Louisville. But yeah, you're right. To pick 5 out of that is going to be awfully difficult. Rakeem Christmas is having an outstanding. And you know what, Wes, for him not making the tournament, I'd love to see him honored in that way because he's having an outstanding season. Not to try to bias the vote, but I think it would be a good tribute.
There's a lot of contact. Rebound down to Page. Well, there was a ton of contact there. Berry to Jackson, and the lead grows to 6. Well, that's the break that North Carolina
have suggested, and they did prior to that win that Coach K got in '91 in Indianapolis, that UNLV team might have been, had they won that game, considered the best team to have ever played in the modern era of college basketball.
Well, I'm going to be a contrarian, and you're going to have to start with me with the UCLA team.
Oh yeah,
Alcindor and then Walton.
No question. And Jackson gets the best. No, ever. Page not there. Joel Berry looking for some help. Jackson, he unloads. That's his game. Full court pressure. Robinson and company break it and then turn it over. Britt with a quick outlet to Jackson. Just like that.
It's 9-4. What we say the key for North Carolina was to lock up the lane. So far they haven't done it. Boston College getting close opportunities. Jackson, a lead, count it, and a foul. He's still upset about it. Wait a minute, I'm all ACC. Jackson, yes, and a foul. Away from the basket. And Heckman got the foul. His first. In traffic, Jackson goes reversal.
Him coming out of high school was he couldn't shoot it. Played really hard. That is not the shot that they wanted, but good rebound by Jackson. Brogdon line drives one in from the corner. Nate Britt went over the top of that screen, and Brogdon was wide open. How about that shot by Britt? He shot the ball much better, especially over the last 4 or 5 ball games. But how many players shoot left-handed one year and then right-handed the next? That's amazing. It really is. Amphibious, I think they used to call it. Nice cut by Jackson. Call a timeout, get a 3. As we said, excellent timeout. Malcolm Brogdon has 11.
Well, they got the switch and got Kennedy Meeks on him. And they're just isolating what they consider to be weaker defenders and going after them.
Justin Jackson scores. The man who hit that game-winning shot at Chapel Hill against the Cardinals. Big rebound there on the baseline by Onuaku at 6'10", but they get it back. The tip, that won't fall. Third effort, Jackson, he gets it.
You can't.
Rozier slicing inside, Dipsy do, but cannot finish it.
He did everything right except convert and score.
You mentioned it, Rick Pitino was telling people, you want to see him? This is your last chance this season. He's going NBA next season. Beautiful leader there. Gets it back outside. Aaron lets fly. Rebound controlled by Tokuto. He wants to push the tempo. Jackson, a quick strike. But the left ankle may be there, and out he comes, at least for the moment.
They post up well against pressure. And then they reverse the ball against getting away from the trap. Wide open.
Great look for Jackson underneath.
9 minutes played. Syracuse leading 16-12. They've lost 2 of their last 3 after a 7-game winning streak.
This is your program. Syracuse
Orange basketball is on you to carry the tradition, and he's taken that and he's run with it, and he's played fantastic and is a serious candidate for Player of the Year in the conference.
His numbers almost identical in terms of scoring and rebounding to Jalil Okafor. Jackson banks it home from the middle of the game.
It really was not. It was a poor choice to put him in that position, but he did a heck of a job.
Nate Britt in the game here. Bouncing down low for Johnson, trying to swing the pass into the corner and corralled by Jackson. And they'll set up the play with 15 on the shot clock. Britt bouncing up top here. Jackson straight on. Got it. A three-pointer.
Hey, Doris, great to be with you. Back to you.
Coach, thank you very much. Great to hear you there. 26-17 as we give you a look at our stat track. Carolina shooting it well early. Jackson with a leaner and continues that. Got it. And here they come. They've cut the lead to 2. Devin Booker. Oh, that's a tough shot by Jackson.
He has been, from that moment forward, sort of shaking the hand, grabbing it.
Carolina by 7 on the attack. Oh, beautifully done by Justin. Meeks wants the jumper. Big rebound by Jackson up and in. Page inside. It rolls off the arm, but tipped up and in.
Check that basketball with his body. Tell you, I go right back to Bryce Johnson right now. He's got it rolling here in the first half. Instead, North Carolina that can score in the low post has been Isaiah Hicks, but Wake Forest has been sending an extra guy to take his production away.
Nice. Miller McIntyre, no good. Offensive rebound, Devin Thomas. He hits the underside of the backboard, and it's snatched away by Meeks. Justin Jackson, too easy for North Carolina.
Don't give up. A lot of guys who would have turned that basketball over would have dropped their heads, but he stayed in the play, Cornelius Hudson, and able to get an extra possession.
Third turnover for Marcus Page. He only had 6 turnovers in the last 5 road games for North Carolina coming into this game.
Nice pass.
Meeks couldn't handle it, though, from Bryce Johnson.
Bryce Johnson is wide open underneath.
Recovering for the block was Andre Washington with a swish for 3.
Really nice ball movement on that possession there for Wake Forest.
Jackson from the elbow. It's another. To seamlessly walk it across midcourt. Jackson left alone. Hits the 3.
Who's their leader and their scorer. You see teams usually that night play really, really well, so he's expecting a heck of an effort out of his Virginia Tech basketball team.
Justin Jackson, the freshman who Roy Williams.
I really like to see Virginia Tech, they'll go to some of their half-court sets, try to get some fouls on some of these big guys. I mean, they're a smaller basketball team, got good athletes. Like to see them get some fouls on North Carolina. Be aggressive.
They're going to play a lot of zone tonight. They do it against a 3 from Jackson. He's got.
They didn't play very well on there. Really struggled scoring the basketball consistently. Defensively, though, I've watched them all year. They're pretty decent defensively. They're not bad.
Tonight, a pretty good offensive night. 10 assists on 12 buckets. Back in the game. Desmond Hubert is in the game as well. Here's Jackson driving in. Kept it alive and tipped it back up and in. He is currently the leading scorer for Virginia Tech with Bibbs out. It's Adam Smith. He's got 6, one of the best 3-point shooters in the conference. Cuts it back down to 12. Jackson, good defense by Johnston, but he's still got it to go.
Washington plays with a lot of confidence. You won't see him put his head down after missing a few baskets.
Tokido was able to keep it alive on near steal by Trevor Lacey. And by keeping it alive, NC State, Kyle Washington now has 8.
It's a really nice job by Kyle Washington, not giving up on the play. Read it perfectly coming off the front of the rim.
Nice soft touch from Justin Jackson.
To create some separation to get some good shots.
Abu across the lane, had it stripped away. Justin Jackson leans in. Score.
Page is open. Off Offensive rebound, put back for the freshman Justin Jackson.
Jackson did a great job getting right. He needs that one breakout game. He did a lot of preseason All-American teams and certainly hasn't played to that status.
Jackson, well done.
They like
season.
Think about some of the great players in college basketball. You got to think about certainly Harrell, and you got to think about that kid Devin Durham Okafor as well.
Jackson the floater.
Just play at his level.
10 points in the game. Jackson, no. Meeks down with it for the Heels. Finds Jackson. Carolina back on time.
Home white, Jaron Grant in the Irish. In the visiting blue. Brian Kersey will throw the ball in the air. Carolina won the tip. They attack with Justin Jackson, the freshman, scoring 5 seconds. Grant, well guarded, took a tough shot over the diminutive Brett, who's listed generously at 6'1", and the Heels score in transition on the dunk.
Boy, that felt like forever if you're a Tiger fan. He has 4 points. It's not like the Tar Heels have picked up and run away with it, though. Jackson with a leaner. That's pretty. The youngster court. Here's Britt. The bounce to Johnson. Can't hit it. Tipped up and in. Very nicely for the Tigers. The freshman out of Senegal is the first player for Clemson ever to come from that country. At 6'10". Jackson fires. Got it. 22-10 lead, looking to add to that on this possession.
Clemson going into this 2-3 zone. You don't see Brad's teams play a ton of zone, but he will throw a 1-3-1 and giving the 2-3 a little bit more of a look this year.
Page and Tokoto both ready to come back. There's Jackson again. Got that, a three-pointer.
And one of the things you probably talked about in that locker room is, guys, we are not playing to a score. We're playing to a Carolina standard. So let's sustain our energy and finish this thing with another strong 20 minutes.
They get off to a nice start with a quick strike. 28-point lead. Grantham's jumper, well short. Meeks with a rebound, looking for the outlet pass. Beautifully done to Jackson.
Well, that's two. He puts on.
Well, you talked about Tarpey and the thing with him. Wes, keep an eye on him, the things he does at 6'5".
And Jackson, second chance, and the foul. And Jackson will fire. Three that misses. And Desmond Hubert gives Carolina a second chance. Nice pass, Page. Jackson the layup.
Yeah, really unselfish by Mark working here tonight with Jamie Lucky and Louis Andrikakis. 10 to shoot for William and Mary.
There's a live ball turnover, and here is Jackson in the open floor.
And really nice defense by Hubert that time.
Brown misses everything, and Carolina with a quick hit ahead to Jackson. Sweet crossover and finishing.
And call it different things. They all call it different things. And in this new age of analytics, which has become a scary word for most people, it's the same message that's been talked about in basketball for the last 40 years. It's just called something else these days.
So we just used to call them what? You used to call them stats back then as Jackson fires away. That's an
very good in turning their opponents over.
A great point. It was interesting in watching that Kentucky-Louisville game a little bit earlier that Kentucky, irrepressible offensive rebounding team. From outside, here's Jackson from downtown. Want to work against Watts. Mid-range jumper, no good. Ticked up and in by Jackson, who has been ubiquitous. 3 ball. He's got 5 in the ball game. Jackson on the wing, the floater, good. Boy, he's in a nice.
And that's one of the reasons why, people think zone defense. It's not just about you trying to keep guys out of foul trouble. You create a lot of angst on the offense, and you're able to get deflections and be in positions where they're not ready to attack. And you saw the impact of that here on that first possession.
About an hour before the game, Greg and I had a chance to chat with Roy Williams. And you asked him if he was surprised that Ohio State's using the zone.
Yeah, that would be an understatement. and again, Thad Matta's always been a guy that likes to be aggressive. Defensively there, though, a nice finish season.
Jackson ties it with that little floater. And they try to get it. It's a steal. Toe-to-toe. Here's Jackson. Drives, puts it up. Is fouled. Over the line.
Yes, starting to elevate the activity level in terms of playing with a little bit more pace here.
There. That was D'Angelo Russell with the three. There's a floater. Got it. Justin Jackson. He's Joel or Joel. And Joel said, come on. They don't refer to the Christmas season as Noel.
Yeah.
It's Noel.
That's a good point.
All right. Jackson.
They are just looking.
Tokudo nearly turned it over. He's been really sloppy lately. But Page got a clean look. And a bucket and one. Came in averaging 2 points a game. Page takeaway. Out front to Jackson.
A three-pointer for Devin Booker. Now this is not a good three-point shooting team.
You know, doesn't not necessarily. You see, Lewis goes down there, but not necessarily getting the same accolade.
Tejada, wide open three in the corner.
That's a beautiful take by a guy who's good age. Numbers. Tokudo. And a bucket by Justin Jackson for Johnson.
It's not a bad day's work.
Offensive rebound and stick.
It was Utah who got that. Lean in, no good. Rebounded by Jackson, up and in.
Shot before your time.
White with a nice move.
That's one of the things when I was watching that 83 ACC championship before I came over the game. There were a bunch of blocked shots in that game, and all of them seemed to stay in play.
And I'll tell you something else you saw versus today. Lots of talent because our players staying for 3 and 4 years.
Oh, the talent on the floor in that North Carolina State game.
You were going with that one. It's like, whoa, a whole bunch of stuff has to happen for that to be the Final Four.
That's getting really tough time here with North Carolina. I would really picking up their defense.
Jackson, oh, what a drive, and able to score even.
Leaves it for Frazier for three.
Michael Frazier really been struggling with that three-point shot. He's one of the best in the country.
Jackson for three. It's there.
A nice block on the glass.
Florida shows full court pressure. Tokudo guarded by Frazier. Down the middle, floater good by Justin the other way. In the corner for three, Carter not there. Tokudo skies to bring it down. Jackson for three.
It's a track meet so far, no question about it. Nice backdoor cut.
Back door is closed. Good defense by the Tar Heels. Brett again. Here they come. Page gives to Jackson. And we're tied at... Stolen away. Here comes Britt. Carolina running with the numbers. Jackson lays it in. To NCAA tournaments.
To get that ball moving more in their half-court offense. You know, get it moving side to side, make the defense shift, and then dribble into the gaps, as opposed to what Alford and Powell have done, Tom, is just try to drive into the teeth of the defense without a screen and without ball movement.
Yeah, and you watch Carolina on the other end, they absolutely have great ball movement.
A three is there for Iowa. Alford gets it out between the circles, guarded by Page. And Page knocks it loose. Tokudo throws it ahead to Jackson. And Jackson runs it down and puts it through.
They're wanting to get off to. And Andrew Travis is going to be a big key in this game. Not only his ability as an undersized five to rebound, but to pull guys away from the basket.
Jackson with a drive to tie the game.
That was a heck of a rebound by Marcus Page. Didn't just take off. He stayed to rebound with his bigger compatriots.
Scoring's a little more balanced in the early going for Carolina this year. Page has more help than he had at times last year. Great feed from Tokudo.
By Peyton Aldridge.
That was unfortunate for Carolina. He threw it in right under the bucket. That's what the coach says. Never throw it right by your basket.
And we're seeing already how active UNC is. Defensively, a couple of blocks. There's a big three hammered down on the outside. But
didn't like that. That was a little uncalled for.
And now it's Mickelson. A little bit better opportunity. He'll slide a bounce pass and stolen away by Meeks. The quick outlet to Justin Jackson. Great catch, and there's the finish.
That's what we talked about. We talked about their defense.
Sullivan with his first three of the game.
Back to back, Page knocks one down, then Sullivan says, listen, I know how to do that a little bit too.
Jackson on the drive.
Nice.
Justin Jackson.
I like it.
Aldridge, the rest of the Wildcats are 4 of 17. Will it change now? Nope. And Equo hustles, keeps the rebound alive. But the Tar Heels pick up possession. And they can begin to hammer in the dagger. And there's a bucket from Justin Jackson.
Let it fly, there's no doubt about that, but he's a real capable shooter.
Back to an 11-point game. Here in the 9-minute mark. In it goes to Meeks, the immediate double. Bounces a pass to Jackson, who throws it in off the glass.
Trap, and they'll try to take away the reversal pass.
Nicely done by Bryce Johnson. Justin Jackson the follow-away. Three-pointer miss by Pryor. Tar Heels in transition, look out. Jackson off the glass. They found something working on that baseline. A couple of open jump shots in this first half.
Well, they should continue to attack the bigs. If there's switches out there on the floor, they essentially have 4 guys on the floor right now who can attack you off the bounce.
And Jackson
to make a better angle for them to make that pass.
Just 3 to shoot off the glass. 4 to Johnson, and here comes the outlet. Took it up. Jackson and one. Jones with a big three-pointer, at least from his perspective, to try to get things going in the second game of the year.
Hands.
And Jackson quickly. Carolina basketball carrying the basketball beautifully tonight. Meeks and Johnson have combined for 44 points. Robert Morris has 47 in this game. Jackson inside, he has 13.
Passes it to Page in the left corner. He dribbles up to the wing, misses the shot. But there's Justin Jackson for the stick back in his first 2. Carolina the other way. Page drives in. His floater is no good. Meeks punches it off the glass, won't go. Rebound to Jackson. Flings it up for 2, and he's fouled. Yeah, he did. When he pulled that down, he was excitable. 50-36. Carolina the other way. Barry to the free throw line, loops it out to Jackson. Was ready to shoot, but couldn't do it. Goes left sideline to Tokido. Finds a cutting Jackson. What a pass by Tokido. Runs Meeks into a screen as he drives right. Tawara takes a couple steps on his penetrating dribble. Misses the shot off the glass. Meeks with the board to Pinson. Starting the break. Trying to whip it to Hicks. Right back to Pinson. Recovers. Gets it to Jackson, who scores.